So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Feet flat on the ground, shoulders aligned with the hips, and the ears aligned with the shoulders. And we're a little bit late, so I won't spend too much time on this, but just release any tension from the crown of the head all the way down to the feet, the soles of the feet. Notice the sensations of the breath. So when there are things going on in your community that are disturbing, particularly for those people who are living in Los Angeles or in, places like where there is a war very close by, it's good to kind of focus on the breath. That's something you can control, your breath. And with controlling the breath, the mind settles a little. And be aware of any sounds in your environment, just allowing those sounds to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And just check in with yourself this evening. How are you doing? Try and put some space in between the thoughts. Be curious. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, your strangers, and the ones you don't like so much. And, just remembering they can all change place at any time, these relationships, and they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we do this practice this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings, and for anyone who's caught up in any kind of violence anywhere on this planet. We always seem to think it's just something in the news when it's not in your neighborhood. So I think there is, and just also think of all the people tonight kind of caught up in that violence or somehow affected by what's going on with all the immigration business. Imagine we're doing the purification for them as well. So they might have a better outcome than being kind of split up from their family and sent away. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change our mind, create positivity instead. So the first section in this practice is regret, the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you may have done to harm any living being in this life and in past lives. And also maybe think of regret the habit that might create the cause for you to harm in a future life. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We don't want that. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart all our delusions. anger, bitterness, grudges, gossiping, all of this, broken vows. Let me just take a little refuge. I take a refuge until I'm enlightened, till the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. Then we have a little bit about developing compassion. So think of people that you've harmed, who've harmed you, and have a strong wish for them to be free from suffering. Particularly the ones who've harmed you, because suffering will come to their life at some point in the future. The timing of it, very uncertain. You know, we have these things all of a sudden start to happen to us, and it's like, how on earth did that happen? Well, somehow karma ripened. So we can pull out these seeds before they ripen as some kind of big disaster in our life. And also Rinpoche used to talk about little things going wrong is, in a way, if we handle it with some kind of grace and mental stability, can be a purification of a bigger thing. And, you know, Rinpoche would say something got stolen. Oh, thank God that karma's cleared up. I don't have to deal with it again. So we start with the practice now. This is the kind of medicine. So you imagine you're purifying the body first. So you imagine you've got Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. This beautiful white Buddha, compassionate, kind, with this enlightened energy. Also the mind of your teacher. So he's right there. And so you imagine light pouring from Vajrasattva's heart through your crown chakra and pushing out through the lower orifices of your body all the negativity of your body, as you know, kind of like thick black, yucky, oily, kind of smoky stuff, azurous, and sort of all the negativities of your body. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Saka A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mipi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So imagine all the negativities of the body now completely purified, and just imagine that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. So this time you imagine that Vajrasattva from the crown of your head sends this nectar flowing from the crown, enters your heart, your crown, and pushes out through all the pushes down and then pushes up all the negativities of your speech. So Lamsa Rinpoche used to talk about the negativities of the speech being pushed out kind of quite forcefully, but almost as forcefully as the wind blowing a hat off your head. So this kind of action purifies all the negativities of the speech. So all our gossiping, harsh speech, inappropriate speech, not knowing what to say at the right time, getting other people to agree with you when you're kind of talking about them behind their backs. All of this purified by this nectar. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Trida meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mempi Yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So imagine it's all the speech, all the negative speech is purified, and it's not possible to do anything to harm another with your speech. Only benefit. And that includes yourself, because you read, you hear what you say, you read what you write. And then we think about purification of the mind. So now imagine from Vajrasattva's heart to your heart, light coming, and it comes as instantly as when you walk into a dark room and flick on a switch. So as the light comes, it purifies, it dispels all the negativity of the darkness of the mind, all your depression, anger, anxiety, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, all our attachment energy. All of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hom pe, vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trita meboa, situkaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So just think all the delusions in the mind completely purified, not one atom left. And just think there's nothing now in your heart, nothing in your mind except for love and kindness and wisdom and compassion. And then think we do another kind of an extra sweep. So here we eradicate even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. So you imagine the light and the nectar pouring down. So we start with the body. So the nectar pours down and purifies all the negativity of the body. Then it pushes up all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and just blasts all the delusions, all the negativity of the mind. And this is happening all simultaneously, all at the same time, eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawasidi me piyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hom Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now imagine even the subtlest imprints of negative energy have been purified. Even the most subtle obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and the final step in the purification process. So just first of all, rejoice in your efforts for coming along tonight. And then, think about something you aspire to refrain from. It could be just a simple wish to no longer harm. And then get into some specifics. So how are the ways that you personally harm? And perhaps, you might like to choose something that kind of start to sort of knock a little bit of that away, the way you harm. Like, might be towards yourself, could be rumination of something. Maybe you get all tied up in your mind about things. Maybe you speak too harshly to yourself. Maybe you criticize others. And then think how amazing. Vajrasattva is totally delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind. Imagine your mind of your teacher, and Vajrasattva's mind all become one. So then think a little bit about emptiness. What does it mean to you that these actions that we do are empty from their own side? If we think of all phenomena as being empty, they don't exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created this evening to all those people of our life, and by extension, all the sentient beings. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri. Thanks, Shane. The Vajra born, the sovereign of the Vajra, akin to space, his core comprised of Vajras, unmoving, haughty, with his single dreadlock, his clothes an elephant's raw hide, still moist, the great terrific one who cries ha ha, who screams he he, instilling fervent fear, his laugh a screeching laugh, a booming laugh. He is the Vajra laugh, the mighty howl. He is the noble Sattva, Vajrasattva, the Vajra's sovereign lord, the highest bliss, the Vajra's wrathfulness, the highest joy, intoning hums of Vajra Humkara. Okay, let's just dedicate this evening's practice to all those people of our life, just particularly thinking of all the people in this country and maybe all over the world who are caught up in some kind of violence, who live in fear. And then just think of, His Holiness Dalai Lama to live long, and for the swift recognition of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of your own individual teachers. So unless anyone has another meditation they would like to do tomorrow morning, I think I'd like to do the Chenrezig. And then we can imagine, sending, you can even start doing it now. Imagine starts as you go to sleep tonight, or in your meditation or your practice before you go to bed. Just think about all the people. I mean, I'm saying Los Angeles because that's in the news, but maybe all the people who are living in fear, all the people who've been harmed, all the people whose lives are about to change. Just think of all those people and just send them as much love and light as you can. All right, everybody. Lots of love. And I will see some of you tomorrow morning. Thank you for hosting, Shayla. Okay, bye.